we all kind of can see how this goes. So why would I've just been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, let's say. Why would I need to know about type 2 diabetes if my doctor already does, right? I knew I didn't feel good. What do you do when you don't feel good? You go to the doctor tells you what to do, and you feel better, right? Okay, so told me I had type 2 diabetes, I need to take this medication, and things will get better. And in terms of knowing about diabetes and educating myself on diabetes, my doctor, who went to medical school, which is just this incredible investment of money and time, and resources. If they had to go to medical school to treat diabetes and learn about it, it has to be difficult, right? It has to be this incredible, complicated, complex thing that, if you look down, that I could not possibly be smart enough to handle on my own, right? So we've just been convinced that diabetes is just this unapproachable, complex monster that only the doctor could ever possibly be able to touch with their knowledge. And so we have an increasingly ill group of patients, right? The number of diabetics continues to grow. We're dependent because we don't trust in ourselves to be able to educate on the condition itself, on a group of providers trained only to treat and manage the condition, right? There's just been this huge misunderstanding. We're expecting to heal with the unspoken mutual understanding that the provider is there to heal, when in fact they are not, and we're left wondering why things aren't improving. So in this amount of time, which has been decades at this point, we've just forfeited our curiosity and our autonomy over our bodies, to a group of doctors, pharmaceutical reps, insurance companies that never agreed to give us what we wanted in the first place, which was to not have the condition in the first place, right? So it's like, I got it, you got it, I thought you had it. No, I don't have it, I thought you had it. And nothing's been done in the meantime. So I'm here to change that. I'm here to educate. I'm here to let you know that it doesn't have to be that complicated. There are things that you can do immediately to improve your condition, and that it can be done. It can be done. I'm living proof. I can't say enough, right? So in this kind of like, oh, I thought you had it. No, I don't have it. We're kind of ignorant and dependent, right? So we have no self-awareness, confidence, or ability to take action when it comes to our health, right? We know nothing about diabetes, the treatments, the alternatives to the treatments, right? We're just like, well, my doctor didn't tell me, so what was I supposed to do? And then you realize, oh my God, I am dependent on what my doctor says, both legally and personally, in terms of having independent thought. So even, like myself, I have plenty of people warning me daily, like, hey, you need to be careful about what you're sharing. And that's because there is so much tape talking about medical conditions. And, myself, having had diabetes as long as I have, my experiences over 21 years have just been invalidated, right? It's like, oh, well, maybe it worked for you, but you're not allowed to share that because you're not a doctor. I was like, no, I'm not a doctor, but I've had this and I did this and it helped me. So why can't I share this? So a lot of different ways that we've been catering to kind of elevating the medical community to be more than I believe that it needs to be. And again, it's cost us because we have no concept of what else there might be outside of what our doctor is telling us. And with that, we have no means of discerning good or bad information. So there is a lot of information being told about diabetes, a lot of conflicting information, right? That's one of the things that a lot of diabetics have trouble with, is how do you know what's good and what's bad? if I have no idea what diabetes is, I have no reason not to believe what someone tells me. And what someone tells me, maybe someone's selling snake oil, just trying to make a profit, like the companies that are, um, that are in the pharmaceutical and medical technology areas. So again, we're just kind of left out in the breeze with our pants around our ankles, and real change is going to come about when diabetics themselves start to take back their power. So what I don't want this to be, and this is usually kind of the rah rah speech to incite the masses, and what people do, like, yeah, we hate the insurance companies, we hate the doctors, we can't be trusted, and that's not what I want. That is not at all productive. That's not helpful. Um, Anger, spite, and trying to get back at somebody, like taking revenge, is just so counterproductive, right? It's like, okay, we are where we are. I've learned my lesson, right? If every diabetic can kind of look themselves in the mirror and say, okay, I've learned my lesson. Um, they are a tool. They are not the answer. They are a tool. I don't hate my doctor. I don't mistrust all medical establishments. Again, if I have been misled many times before, do I trust in those things less and less? Yes. But that does not mean that they are of no use to you, right? They are a tool for you, the diabetic, the living, breathing person, to use on your own. Okay? So we need to come from a place of love, healing, understanding, and gratitude, for ourselves and our own ability to heal in order to actually accomplish anything meaningful, right? And so what I don't want to do in that same breath, a lot of people kind of write off their doctor, write off the medical establishments. They're like, okay, I'm on my own. And then they resolve to do everything themselves, and they realize how little they have. It doesn't matter how long you've had it. You weren't educated on it. What education you sought, you realized, oh my God, there's 10 different sources whom seem like they're trustworthy telling me to do 10 different things. And, it can lead people astray, right? And then the medical community uses that as ammunition against alternative means of health, because they're like, oh, see, I told you, you can't go outside of what I do, because if you trusted everybody who's saying that they have something, you're not going to get anywhere, right? So there is a learning curve. There is a learning curve there. You have to give yourself some time of grace to kind of ground yourself in a deep understanding and make small, meaningful improvements.